Alright, so welcome back to some more MX bikes. As you can tell, we have a green front fender, not an orange one. I did get some mods installed, that's the first thing we're going to talk about here. How do I want to say this? The bike mods and the gear mods really weren't that bad. They're a lot easier, or Reflex is probably a little bit easier to install mods, but this is easier than Sim, to me, I think. So we got all that. I did run some third-person laps, but I didn't choose any of them because I just don't like the way third-person looks in this game. I don't. I love first-person in it. We did change the camera angle as well. Some people were complaining that the one I had before was too far down, so here you go. You can see more of the bike and more of what's going on in front of us. And what was I saying? Mods. Yeah, so the mods, it's just, I like it. I'm happy. There's not a lot, though. Like, there's just straight up not a lot of mods to choose from. Maybe there's other websites. I think I'm going to like MX Bike Central or something like that. It's like similar to Reflex Central. I don't remember. There's just not a lot of stuff there. I'm not getting... I mean, there wasn't a ton of bike skins, and a lot of them didn't work. I don't know. I was going to get a Suzuki, but one of those skins didn't work for me. And I know I'm doing it right because I got it to work. And the two tracks I got, I have a supercross track and a motocross track. Neither of them work. They crash my game every time we go into the load screen. Every time we go into the load screen that'll load into the pits. Before you can actually go to the track, it crashes. So I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. I didn't look into it at all before this video because I just didn't have time. I'm actually recording this video a couple days before you're going to see it. I have a bunch of videos recorded and saved up that I still have yet to get out to you and get finished. So, you know, whatever, some of those are going to be really old and they'll come out eventually. Just haven't had the time to do it. But I missed last week's upload of MX Bikes. There's been one person, maybe a couple people that have really been asking for it. And I love this game. I love it as much as some of you want to see it. Trust me. It's just finding extra time to get this all put together, especially trying to do Sim. And I know a lot of you, I know the Sim... I feel like there's quite a few people that like watching this game, and maybe that's because this one, you know, with what people are saying with the new LCQ Studios game, it's supposed to be like a 60-40, 60 Sim, 40 arcade, or backwards, I don't exactly remember. I feel like this game right here, I feel like is more 70-30, 80-20. Let's go 80-20. I feel like it's 80% Sim, 20% arcade maybe, because I don't feel like it's as hardcore as MX Simulator. And I was reading a comment, I'm trying to remember exactly what that comment said, that people always say that Sim games are so hard. I don't think all Sim games are hard, don't get me wrong. But I fully do believe that MX Simulator is a very hard game to learn. If you turn off all the riding aids and make your own setup and stuff like that, that game is not easy. It is not. It is hard. And it takes time to get used to. As far as okay, let's put it in words like this. As far as motocross games go, that is the hardest motocross game I've ever played. Like, by far. This is the second hardest one, but this one I kind of figured out how to play on my own. I didn't ask for tips or suggestions or anything like that. I just kind of learned it on my own. So I feel like I've kind of taught myself to play this game, as well as I feel like I've made strides to getting better. I feel like I'm noticing myself getting better. And I feel as this video goes on, because I'm going to do, you know, I was counting in my video editor, I'm going to do 4 laps. And I feel like by the time the 4th lap comes around, we're actually getting, or 3rd and 4th lap, I feel like we're actually getting a little bit better, even just in this video. So for me to be at least thinking, okay, maybe it's not true, but I feel like I am. For me to be thinking that I'm making progress in the game, it means we're learning it. With Sim, I feel like we made... progress, and now I kind of feel like we're stuck. And if I had to guess, I think that I probably play MX Bikes more than Sim. I try to play them both kind of similar, the same. I've been playing more MX Bikes and MX Simulator than I have anything else as far as moto games go. And I know, like with... Excuse me, I'm losing my voice again. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I'm getting sick. I don't know. Last couple of videos, I've been struggling to just get through a video without totally losing my voice. Anyways, I feel like there's a decent amount of people that still like watching this series, and for that reason alone, maybe. One, because maybe there's not a ton of people that play it, and 2, it's kind of that, we already discussed it, that fine line between being too hard and too easy, too simulation, too arcade. It's like, it's just got that really good, it's just right there, right where it needs to be, right in the middle. I mean, it's more sim, obviously, it's 80% sim, I'd say, maybe more, but definitely 80%. But I feel like that's maybe why people are okay with watching this one. I'm doing sim on the channel for myself. It's like a log to document my progression, so I can go back to part 2. I wouldn't say part 1 because I just got the game and never played it and was on arcade physics. From part 2 to wherever I stopped the series at, I can go back and see, okay, yes, I did make progress, because I feel like it's baby steps. The baby steps are so little that I can't even really tell. So I'm documenting that for myself, and I really do appreciate everybody who's giving me suggestions and tips and help with that game, because without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to even be where I'm at in MX Simulator. With this game, I feel like I've done it more on my own and just kind of learned it, but it is easier. It most definitely is easier playing MX bikes for me coming into both games for the first time. I've mentioned this before. Maybe if you played sim for years and then come play MX bikes, it's not easy, or vice versa. Maybe it's like that. I don't know. But for me, learning both of them, I feel like MX bikes was a lot easier and taught me how to play sim, kind of. And the more, I think I already said that, the more I play during this video even, I feel like we're getting a bit better every single time. Nah, can you see it? Come on, bike, lay over. Let's go. Oh, you kind of could see it. The graphics. Not amazing, but they're pretty darn good, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's better than looking at the total stock orange one. And as you can tell, our screen's getting dirtier. I thought I saw somewhere that you can pull tear-offs. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm imagining that. If I'm wrong, correct me if you're hardcore, like know everything about this game. But I thought you could pull tear-offs. What I end up doing when the screen gets way too dirty, but I was really happy with these 2 laps. And unfortunately, there were the 2 or 3. Maybe they weren't the last lap, but they were close to the last laps. And obviously, our goggles were by far the dirtiest they were going to be. But I was still really happy with it. And I think it's cool. I know a lot of people said they don't like the backfiring sound. I think it's cool. I think it's kind of neat. I like the fact that the disc brakes are squeaking, like they're getting really hot because you're using them too much. I like that sound. My bikes usually do that. I'm not tooting my own horn saying I'm really fast, but I know that when I used to race and rode a lot, especially during the summer, my rear brake, especially my rear brake, even the front brake, would start to squeak after a while because they got super, super hot. So I kind of like that sound in the game. The way you start, with sim, you don't really do that. With sim, you don't have to it's harder to start in this game because you pull in the clutch, you put it in first, and you get going, and it feels like a real bike when you get going. That's the cool thing. And a couple times I know, the pit board also, I was going to mention that, got super glitchy there on the side there, and then it kind of goes away right here. But when I got started in some really bad spots, you could kind of lean and then dump the clutch and spin the wheel around and get the bike to turn, just like you would in real life. I really think that's one of the coolest things about the game, is how you click left from neutral, you click the left thumbstick down to get into first, and then the right thumbstick to go up, 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 which is really cool. I think getting started in this game is half the battle and one of the coolest things in the game. I don't know, but back to the dirty vision. Yeah, I thought there was tear-offs, but I guess there wasn't. As well as the fact I did record 1 or 2 laps in third person, but I hated it. So this is the last lap right here, and I didn't add anything else. It was awful. I think third person just does not look good. The whips look kind of cool. I mean, sim is for sure more superior in every way, but the whips are cool. I mean, I think they're kind of neat. And you can see them better in third person, but I think it just all in all looks better in first person. I think the first person looks really darn good. I'm actually really, really happy with it. And I think as far as LCQ Studios games go, the little footage we did see, which I did a video on a couple weeks ago or a week ago, looks closer to this game than it does MX Simulator. But I think the first person looks really good, especially now that I changed it like someone was suggesting, so thank you for that. I think I was kind of like arguing with you, saying that I didn't like this camera angle as much, so I'm sorry, I was wrong. You were right. I take back the little arguing I was doing. This one is far better, and just in general, it's flatter. It looks better. And on this last lap, I wasn't fumbling as much. I was dabbing or sitting down, however you want to say it, a little more, feeling comfortable, just better. These last 2 laps were my favorite, so even though the screen was really dirty, I wanted to throw them in, and kind of show you what was going on and suffer through the whoops really bad like we did. But we're coming up to the last lap. If you want more MX bikes, make sure to drop a like on this video and let me know in the comments, and I will try to get more MX bikes out to you with some DLC tracks. We're gonna hopefully hit Supercross next time if possible. So I guess that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for the support. You guys and girls are absolutely amazing, and until the next video, take it easy.